And so a big green candle for Bitcoin at the time of recording. Bitcoin running as high as 43,000 today, and it's been a really strong 4 days here from Bitcoin, coming off quite low lows to now sitting at 42,000. But will this run be sustained? We've got a key catalyst, which by the time I've even uploaded this video, could maybe have changed the day here for crypto markets as a whole. All coins are also, they're in the green, but they're not moving quite as fast as Bitcoin. We're going to cover that off as well. What is moving the market? What else are the undertones here? We're going to cover all of those off, and I'm going to explain to you exactly what I'm doing in this bit of a sideways market before we get our next catalyst to the upside. So make sure you watch till the very end, hit up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe as always. These videos are brought to you by NordVPN. Yes, if you're not staying safe in crypto, guys, it's the minimum you need to do is have yourself set up on a VPN. Links in the description. It costs you like $2 a month, I think. 50, 60 quid over the 2-year period. Absolute no-brainer. Make sure you're staying safe in crypto, and that's the first thing you need to do. You need to keep the door locked, particularly if you're trading using the metaverse and all these other things. You need to be staying safe in crypto. Now, Bitcoin, what's going on? Big green candle today. You can see us running all the way up to 43,000, this daily wick here, and now sitting at 42,100. Now, what has caused this? Well, it's quite evident. Well, what is evident is if we go over to the QQQ, we can see that on the QQQ we had a similarly opening up green. Now the difference is obviously the QQQ is not a 24-hour market, so they would have opened up initially in the green, and now it's giving it up. And you can see that Bitcoin is doing the same. Okay, if I go over to the hourly chart on Bitcoin, we're seeing a little bit of a sell-off over the last couple of hours. There you go. We're starting to get this sell-off from 43,000, and the reason for that I'm going to come on to. But first, why do we get this pump to the upside? Well, we know the pump to the upside was a bit of a risk-on couple of hours from the wider markets. Okay, if we head over to the wider markets, you can see generally before the sell-off over the last couple of hours, the markets opened up fairly green and they rallied. And partly that was due to some good company earnings. 17% of all S&P 500 companies reported already now with their earnings, and 81% of those have beat their earnings. So this is a good set of earnings from companies, but obviously certain ones are still weighing on the market. That, you know, we expect the majority to beat earnings, but there's a couple which can just spook the market, similar to Netflix, which tanked about 30% after actually losing subscribers for the first time in 10 years. Tesla yesterday, however, smashed their earnings. Great growth from Tesla, rallying up today and helping the Nasdaq move to the upside. But we're seeing that sell-off coming. And why? It's perfectly predicted, guys. We know if we head over to my Twitter profile, you'll see this. Let's head on to my Twitter profile. And earlier today, I said, nice to see Bitcoin back at 42K today, but Jerome Powell is scheduled to speak twice today. Okay, and we know the effect Jerome Powell can have, and you're starting to see that creep in now. A little bit of a selling off. He's due to be in the next hour. By the time I've uploaded this video, he's probably spoken. But the reason I didn't want to wait till see what he says is it really doesn't matter. Okay, and the reason it doesn't matter is the Fed officials make their opinions quite clear. We know that the most bullish of Fed officials, Bullard, has said that he wants to increase interest rates by 0.75%. We know that others, such as Marie Dahlia, says we don't want to spook the market, we don't want to trigger a recession, we need to be a bit more gentle and allow the expanse to happen. And we know that the market's already priced in a double rate hike. We've spoken about this at length, 91%. In fact, let's get a refresh on this. You know, at the time, you can see here 100% is priced in a double rate hike. Now, crazy. So, you know, double rate hike, I'm actually expecting a single rate hike, guys. If there is a double one, I'm not bothered. The market's going to move sideways. And if we get a single rate hike, it just means the market can rally now because they've already priced in a double rate hike. So really good news there from that front from me. The only thing Jerome Powell can spook with is obviously for the day traders. If he does come out and says anything hawkish or too aggressive, the market will sell off, but then it can rally back up afterwards. If he says anything significant, that could be more around the quantitative tightening and his reductions in balance sheet. We need to pay attention for that, and we'll monitor what he says over then. But the question then is, why are altcoins not moving? I mean, we look down the list. At one point, you had Bitcoin up 3%-ish, and altcoins were moving kind of 1.5%. Like so, FANTOM moving at 1.22% today. What is going on? Why are we not getting that movement? If I show you the FANTOM chart here, and we switch across to the 4-hourly, let me just show you this pattern. So you can see this is the pattern you're seeing from FANTOM. You kind of created this peak, you ran all the way down to your lows at 105, 106, and then we kind of ran up and got rejected by that same point. Now compare that exact same chart with the equivalent view from Bitcoin. Bitcoin's looking much stronger, right? Bitcoin is strongly uptrending. It's created its higher high whereas our favorite altcoin FANTOM hasn't. And this is very normal, right? At the moment, the market's pretty much fed up, it's lacking direction, and they need Bitcoin to lead the way out of the tunnel, and you'll see altcoins following, because there's been so many fake outs so far that people with their altcoins saying, I'm going to hold fire now. When Bitcoin gets to, this point here at 43,000 and then 44,500, breaks from these levels and proves it's in a clean uptrend, then we're going to start getting in. And so you can see the Bitcoin dominance is reflecting that, because when Bitcoin was running, you saw the dominance picking up here, which was showing that it was a Bitcoin only rally for now. Not a problem, gives us more time to continue to buy our altcoins at a cheaper rate, even though Bitcoin's given us confidence that Bitcoin is getting close to 43k again. So that's good news here. But remember, with FANTOM here, the good news, more importantly for us, is we were in this bearish continuation pattern, and we hadn't fully met our price target of 96 cents, right, down at this level here. So this is good. The longer we sideways here, this is good. We can start rotating and working our way back up. Now, immediately, I'd like to see, a fight back beyond this peak. I'd want to see us get above 122. They're quite comfortable. FANTOM's quite comfortable at 117, 118. I'd like to see it really push beyond, get to 122, and try to find some levels higher so it can work towards 126 thereafter. That would be good. I wouldn't expect anything crazy right now unless Bitcoin can run towards 44.5. But if Bitcoin can go have another charge at 43, try to get to 43 to 43.5, I fully expect FANTOM to start working towards 126. And that's the pattern we want to create. That will now nullify this bearish pattern. We can start heading back up to the upside. Now, bringing out our EMA ribbon here on the 4-hourly, you can see that this brief move to the upside has brought us above our 4-hourly EMA ribbon. This little consolidation here is great because we're just on our EMA ribbon and we're not actually below it. So we're still bullish here on our 4-hourly on FANTOM. Switching across to the same view on Bitcoin, you see Bitcoin's far more of a comfortable position. It had its move up, it came down to retest its 4-hourly EMA, and then had a nice big move to the upside today, running up to 43, creating a higher high. This is far more of a bullish setup here than we saw on FANTOM, but still, FANTOM is still above its EMA ribbon. Switching over to the daily view, what are we seeing here? Well, we're seeing that the candlestick we're seeing today is a really important one, because if this can close above our EMA ribbon, which is very narrow right now, because you can see it's trying to flip positive, right? It's trying to flip back up. Then that would be really good. So we need to see a close, in the 42, 42.5 range. 42.5 range will be good. I mean, if we zoom in, you'll be able to see that it's quite tight in there. To be about 42,300 in order to close bullish today. If not, another green candle tomorrow, and we can close this bullish and start working our way upwards. More importantly, if we can get closer to 43, we're going to be well back into our wedge, and now we can start moving back into the wedge. We've got the apex of the wedge coming very shortly. So soon, either way, Bitcoin's going to make a decision. Are we going this way, or are we going to collapse back down again and retest those levels? But so far, every time we've collapsed back down again, the bulls have shown strength. At this point, the bull said, no, we're not falling lower than 34. At this point here, the bull said, no, we're not falling lower than 37. Here, they said, no, we're not falling lower than 38. And this time, we managed to rotate. I think the lowest wick here on this candlestick wicked us to 38,500. So that's good strength. And that was just very momentarily in there. More importantly, is pretty much the 39,000 level we held up here, which was important. So we're seeing successively that the bulls are propping the price up and giving us our higher lows. And now we've posted a higher high. We just need to get back up there and break through 48,000. But that's not going to happen until we get through this neckline first. So let's take it stage by stage, but let Bitcoin start to do its work. Now, naturally, we're going to need the wider markets to play ball here. We're going to need earnings to come in well. We know the Fed meeting is about 13, 14 days away. That's going to have an effect on markets, but there's still time between now and then for us to have a good rally before the fears then come back in for the Fed meeting. Because like I said, I do expect a bit of a sell-off leading up to May the 4th, which I made a separate video about. Now, looking at the Fear and Greed Index, let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index, sitting at 27. No doubt, if you refresh that tomorrow, I think that's going to start creeping up. If Bitcoin can remain above 42,500, of course, Jerome Powell could send us back down to 41 or 40, depending on what he says. But that's something we have to take in our stride here on crypto. Now, the other message I wanted to share with everybody, what do you do in times when the market is just being a bit frustrating, it's a bit boring, intraday, there's not much to do? There should never be a day where you're just resting on your laurels. Really important. Take that time to educate yourself on whatever you're weak on. Find out what you're weak on, get yourself post-it notes and start listing out the things which you're not comfortable doing. Are you comfortable adding liquidity to protocols? Do you know how to stake? Do you understand tokenomics? Do you understand technical analysis? Do you understand how to organize your portfolio? Start making a list and educating yourselves in these bear markets. This is not only where you build the positions, but also where you build the knowledge to help you the bull runs going forward. Remember, it's not just about how many tokens you have and how much you've bought into the market. It's about the knowledge you've gathered over those periods. The people who are doing the best right now are those who've been in crypto for many years and have accumulated not just tokens and assets, but knowledge over that time that makes them formidable. And that's what you want to do in your time in crypto. Continue to educate yourself and build that knowledge base. Train your psychology. How do I react in down markets? When do I buy? Do I buy on pullbacks? Okay, the last pullback, why did I not buy? Did I not have enough conviction? What happened? Why did I not have enough conviction? Am I investing in the wrong tokens? So much to learn. And if you appreciate my perspectives and want to learn more about that, you can consider joining our course member live streams. $30 a month gets you access to our 3 times weekly live streams every week, where we can discuss all of that stuff and more. We literally can go through live streams and show you how to add liquidity, how to stake, how to organize your portfolio, how to do tokenomics, how to do technical analysis, loads. Just cover off whatever you need to in that moment based on what's your priority. So definitely, guys, go away, take the time to really look at your portfolio. Also, the other important thing to do in this time in the market, figure out how to get more cash. A lot of people don't talk about this. A lot of crypto channels don't talk about the fact that, cash is not endless, right? You need to go and get cash to put into crypto. Otherwise, you're just playing around with money in crypto. And I see this as a common theme in the crypto community, is people invest their money and they're constantly looking to pull it back out, try to make 2-3% here, put it back into another coin, they become like amateur traders. And that's the quickest way to get burnt. If you're not a professional trader, you need to be buying into long-term projects which you believe in, then going to find some more cash doing what you're good at, whether that's running a small business, whether that's working a job, whether that's doing like Uber Eats or Deliveroo or whatever else you're doing to make some money in the gig economy, and then putting that money to work in your high conviction plays, all right? That's the way to play it. Stop being this amateur trader who clicks the link in the description that these people are shilling to do a 100x leverage trade when you've never taken a trading course or anything in your life. That's crazy. Anyway, guys, enough of that rant. There's an update. There's a blend between technicals and fundamentals here on a bit of a upwards day today on Bitcoin, but that could change in the next few hours. So we'll see how that plays out with Jerome Powell speaking. He speaks in the next 50 minutes, which I'm going to listen to see how does he spook the markets. If he does, it's going to go down a little bit and it will recover itself and sort itself out thereafter. As always, guys, smash the like button and subscribe. The next video I'm going to link up is the video to the FANTOM tokenomics video. Really important that you watch that. Even if you're not invested in FANTOM, go and watch that to see how do I break down and analyze the tokenomics of a specific coin. What am I looking at? What are the limiting factors? What are the red flags? What are the things which are important in terms of tokenomics of a project? All of that is broken down in that video. Go check it out and let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next